Hello, all my beautiful nail friends. It is the day after Christmas, and I hope if you celebrate Christmas that you enjoyed your holiday. Good news is my nubby grew out enough for me to put on an extension, so I have one of my deli tips on, and good as new. Phew, that took a while, but I'm glad she's back. So today we're going to do something pretty simple. I am going to be doing a 2-color mani using some double dipped colors, and yeah, we're gonna get right into it. So the first color I'm using is called Harlequin. When I first saw this dip, I had to have it because my kitty that I lost a little over a year ago, his name was Harlequin. We called him Harley for short, but I just had to have it. Not to mention, it's just a stunningly beautiful white dip with some really fine glitter and some shifty flakies in there. So yeah, it's definitely one of my favorite whites to use, especially around this time of year. So I'm going to do 2 dips of Harlequin, and I'm only going to show one because I don't want to be redundant. It's pretty much the same process for the second round. But one thing I do want to mention is I am testing out, and I cannot share the name of the company because it has not been released yet, but they allowed me to try out their new low odor dip base liquid. I'm extremely excited about this because I have been struggling a little bit with some dip flu issues, and this company was just so kind in allowing me to try out this new liquid to see if I have any kind of reaction and how I believe they perform. So that's what I'm using right now, but I cannot share the information yet. Once they are announced and released, then I will reveal the name of the company. But I will say that when I say low odor, I mean, I stuck this bottle and the brush right up under my nose, and there was hardly any scent at all. And when this mani was done, I had absolutely no dip flu symptoms whatsoever. So I'm extremely pleased to say that. I did later on have a couple of other issues that I will share and talk about a little bit. But I will say this little disclaimer is that I have heard that there are issues with low odor liquids doing this, and we'll get into that a little bit later. So, because you'll be able to see the issue I'm speaking about when it occurs. So, for right now, I'm going to finish all my dips. I'm finishing up my first dip of Harlequin. I will do the second dip off camera, and when I come back in about half a second, we're going to dip out Blue Coral. Here she is. This is a beautiful, fine glitter shimmer. I don't even want to say glitter, really, because it's more of a shimmer dip. But it's highly packed with shimmer. So it almost looks like a glitter, but it's not. Anyway, so I'm going to do 1 dip of Blue Coral, and then the second dip off camera, just like I did with Harlequin. But while I am doing the first dip, I just want to say that this base liquid that I'm using, it is slow drying, as most low odor dips are. You have to really give it time to dry before you go in for your second dip. But I found that it wasn't truly as annoying as I thought it was going to be honest with you. So that's nice. But what I do love about this liquid is the consistency. I had absolutely no flooding of the cuticles. The consistency is great. It's thin, but not so thin that it's runny. So that dip, so here, I've already done my second dip of Blue Coral, and now I am going to encapsulate everything in clear. And I'm going to start with Blue Coral because it doesn't have any glitter. I don't want to get any glitter on that nail, so I'm going to start with that first. That being said, these liquids, I'm actually really happy with their performance, and I'm really loving the consistency, as I said. no flooding of the cuticles. It stayed put where I put it. Which is always good. You know, it's actually a really nice liquid. I kind of love it. I wish it dried a little faster, but you know, that's kind of par for the course with these low odor liquids. But you know what? That's not a deal breaker for me. So I may give them a few more chances and see, you know, how it goes as I use them. Yeah. So, and I only have the base right now. I don't have the activator or the top coat yet. So I am using my Dipomania activator here, which I am almost out of, and I was struggling to get enough out of the bottle to really use it. So in about a couple of seconds, I do switch to a different activator. And one thing that I wanted to mention, this is the issue I spoke of earlier. You're going to notice as I apply this activator, it has some kind of reaction with the base liquid because it sort of turns yellow. You can kind of see the difference between my middle finger and my index finger here. See the yellow? How it's like my index finger is much whiter until I apply the activator, and then it also turns yellow. And that happens to all my white nails. They all turned yellow, and even the blue crocus turned kind of like a grayish color. It was a little bit strange. It is definitely some kind of chemical reaction between the base liquid and the activator. Never seen that happen before. So the good news is that and you'll see it here, when I filed and buffed everything, the yellow went away. So it was just like on the surface, kind of like a film on the surface of my nail that was created from whatever that reaction was. I don't know, but it's gone now. So again, not a deal breaker, just a little odd. You have to be wary of that. But as I said before, I have heard that this has happened with other low odor liquids, with white dip powders and light colored dip powders. So I guess that's sort of like with the slow drying time. Oh my goodness. Okay. Anyway, moving on. What I was going to say is I wonder, and I guess I'm hoping that I'll get to find out if there will be the same kind of interaction with the activator that is supposed to work with this base liquid. They were only testing the base liquid so far. They did not have the other liquids for me to test along with it, which I'm hoping will be able to happen in the near future. And we will see if the same thing happens or if it was just the mixing of the brands that I honestly don't have an answer. The good news is that buffing and filing seem to get rid of that yellow tint that was on the surface of the nail. So yay. Anyway, so I decided to add a little bit of something to the blue nail, just a little bit extra fanciness. So I'm applying some nail gems. These are pearls. They're not real pearls, but they look pretty. And they are flat back. So I got these from iGel Beauty. I will link them down in the description box. As you saw, I used an orange stick to open them because, well, nails are jewels, not tools, as we like to say, and I did not want to injure myself trying to open it. So I am going to use my top coat. I did apply top coat already. As you saw before, I used my Dipomania top coat as I have been lately. It's been my favorite go-to glossy top coat. And I just applied a little bit onto a little baggie here so that I don't ruin any of my good palettes. And an orange stick to put the glue down. Then I'm going to use my gem picker to pick up the gems and place them strategically on the nail in kind of a swoop pattern from smaller to bigger. Nope, other way around, from bigger to smaller. So at the bottom I put the biggest one, and then I did 4 different sizes, and I kind of love the way it turned out. So that's what we're doing here. I am avoiding gel products, as I have mentioned a couple of times before. I had a little bit of a gel reaction a couple of months ago, and I've been very wary of gel products, so I've been trying to only use HEMA-free and as many allergen-free gel products as I can find. So I have yet to find a HEMA-free diamond gel / gem glue that's, you know, I don't know. I just haven't been able to find one. So I've been using my top coat, my dip top coat, which is, you know, sort of like it's a resin, it's a glue. So it works pretty well. I have had a lot of success with it lately. Haven't had any gems come off, so I'm sticking with that for now. So I'm going to finish adding the rest of these, and I will be back in a couple of minutes with cuticle oil and my final wrap up. So here we have it, a nice simple blue and white mani, not as festive and Christmassy as some people, but you know, it's okay. It's wintry and I'm loving the simplicity of it. Christmas kind of took a turn for my family, and half of my family had to quarantine due to a close contact, so you know, it's not quite what I had hoped, but at least my mom is here and we're spending some nice quality time together. So I'm grateful for that. Here I am doing my cuticle oil application as I always do at the end of a mani. This is Candy Skin Care, and I believe this is Everything Nice from last month's sub bag. And yeah, so I'm really glad you all decided to stop by. I hope you all are having a wonderful holiday season. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up so that I know you liked it. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Bye-bye now.